Welcome to Time Capsule TV, where we unbox the past, analyze the present, and explore the future.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to Time Capsule TV, where we unbox the past, analyze the present, and explore the future of pop culture. I'm your host, Doug. This is my beautiful wife, Kayla.
Hi. Here we
Welcome,
are.
Kayla.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So Kayla, in her past, didn't watch a lot of movies.
No.
I don't know, tell the people about it.
My mom didn't want us, she thought the TV would rot our brain, so we weren't allowed to watch movies except for like as a family, so we didn't watch a lot. We read a lot of books. So there's a ton of movies I haven't seen, like Pulp Fiction.
And she married a movie buff.
And I married a movie buff. So our whole relationship has really been built on the movies that we've watched together. So this last week, we watched The Guyver.
That's my drum roll. It's not that good, but I'll add effects. The Guyver.
The Guyver. Doug talks about this movie all the time. I've never seen it. Didn't know anything about it. What a ride.
It's one of my... It's a movie that I just seem to keep going back to in my thoughts. I guess... rewatching it in my 30s, it's way different than when I was 6 when it came. It was 1991. Like, I don't really remember. I know I was young. Mm-hmm. I know I probably shouldn't have watched it. It's PG-13. But like
5 and 6 is a little young for this movie.
It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
It was pretty gnarly. But again, I'm watching movies at 5 and 6. I wasn't.
So anyway, so that's what we're here to do today, is to review this movie. Did you want to do anything before we dive in?
Yeah, that's right. We got to do, so I want to start doing a segment in the beginning of every video that I have where we just talk about like current topics and news, pop culture related, movie related. Comic book related even. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get too nerdy with the comics because, I don't know, I feel like I'm one of the only ones that are reading X-Men still.
Right.
Like, it's insane.
A lot, too.
It's insane right now. But, so, by the time you're watching this, the Deadpool trailer came out.
Yep.
And so, I won't get too far into it because maybe I can make a video about it, but Deadpool is not called Deadpool 3. It was announced during the trailer that it's going to be Deadpool and Wolverine. That was a big announcement. A lot of people kind of overlooked it. That was an announcement on its own.
Yeah.
But the trailer came out. Looks amazing. Little bits of Hugh Jackman in the end there, but I won't spoil too much of the trailer. Go watch it. And then also the X-Men 97 trailer came out. So like X News everywhere. Maybe I'll do X News. That'll be the segment.
That's a good idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
But we're just having fun. We're not here for X-Men though.
No, we're not.
We'll get into more news. Is there any like trailers that you've seen recently, or?
I'm really excited for Dune to come out, the second installment of Dune. That's the only thing I can think of that I'm like really stoked on.
We watched Wonka.
That was the cutest. We also went to see Lisa Frankenstein. That was a pretty fun movie.
It was really cute.
Yeah, it was really.
That was on Valentine's Day.
That was on Valentine's Day.
We did that with Dan and Haley.
Yeah, with Horror Addicts and Gory B Movie, our dear friends.
Okay. So
yeah, let's just dive in then.
So let's get into the movie. Kayla loves to take notes, so if it wasn't for her, this video would be very short because I would just be like, it was awesome, cool monsters, great effects, practical effects.
I have a lot to say.
Kayla wrote down a lot of stuff.
I wrote 4 pages of notes. I'm
gonna let her kind of lead the structure of this video.
Okay, so this movie, The Guyver, made in 1991, PG-13, directed by Screaming Mad George and Steve Wang, both of whom were not originally directors. I think Screaming Mad George only directed one other thing. They are
mostly like special effects.
Special effects and makeup. Screaming Mad George did special effects in such movies as The Abyss and Predator and This Is the End. Tons of other stuff, but those are like some big ones.
It's so funny they brought like from the Predator to This Is the End. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Seth Rogen was just a big fan of this guy and was like, "Come on, help me do this movie."
Yeah, probably. But we should watch it again because I don't remember.
There's some really funny scenes in that movie. I mean, Channing Tatum,
yeah. Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, ridiculous.
So funny in that movie.
So 1991, it's PG-13. It's based on a manga called The Guyver Bio Booster Armor by Yoshiki Takaya. So neither of us are familiar with the manga.
I was watching some clips on YouTube. The animation is so cool.
Yeah.
And the costume was pretty screen accurate to the comic, like in the movie. Like it was pretty close. Yeah. Like they didn't steer too far away from the design.
I want to watch it because I have so many questions. I have so many questions about... It probably
explains a lot more of the lore. I mean, you get a little bit with the beginning scroll, but...
Yeah, so the movie starts with the opening scroll, just like Star Wars, and they tell you everything. The narrator we were talking about sounds like Zordon from the Power Rangers.
Zordon. Very similar to the Zoanoid. Zolord.
Right. So I'll just read the on-screen text, because it kind of sets us up for like...
Maybe I can add... I mean, I'm going to add some fun graphics and stuff, so maybe I'll add a video of it scrolling.
Sure, yeah, that'd be great.
I'll try.
At the beginning, aliens came to the Earth to create the ultimate organic weapon. They created mankind. By planting a special gene into man, they created the Zoanoids, humans who can change at will into super monster soldiers. So we have humans, just us, just normal people, and we were created by aliens. We don't know anything about the aliens. We never see the aliens. We don't know what they're called. We don't know where they're from, but we were created by these aliens on their quest to create a biological organic super weapon.
You following?
They also injected a special gene into certain humans, and they're called Zoanoids, and they can change at will into super monster soldiers. And you get all kinds of super monster soldiers in this movie. You get goats, you get alligators, you get flies.
There's like
fish people. It's great. It's great. Okay, eons later, the Zoanoid leader, called the Zoalord, he has awakened and formed the Kronos Corporation to further develop the Zoanoid technology for world domination.
Why? So who? This is. I don't want to get too far into it, but I'll forget my thought if I don't say it. Why was the Zoalord created? Like who made him? Like why is he a leader?
I don't know.
Like who chose him? The aliens, it doesn't...
No, they didn't, because the aliens aren't around. They can't answer our questions.
Yeah.
Among the alien remains was found the Unit, a bio-boosted alien armor. Worn by aliens, it serves as an ordinary shield. If the wearer is human, it increases his natural powers 100-fold. He becomes the Guyver, but how to activate it remains a mystery. So the aliens made this shield. It's just a little, thing like this. And the Zoalord wants to figure out how to activate it because it can give him power. Because he's a human. He's a mutated human, but he's just a human. Don't forget. Dr. Tetsu Sagawa, a research scientist at Kronos, senses danger if this unit is activated by the Zoalord. Now the doctor has stolen it and is on the run. So we start the movie with Dr. Tetsu Sagawa. He's stolen the unit, and he's out of there because he knows if the Zoalord figures out how to activate it, it's bad news for Earth.
Very bad news.
Very bad news.
It takes your whatever you are and does it tenfold or
100-fold. Kind of like the Captain America serum.
If you're you're bad, it'll make you 100. But the thing is, I don't think it would activate to somebody bad. I think that's part of it. It doesn't really explain how he activates it physically. I mean, we'll get into it, but he hits his forehead on it.
He just smashes it with his face.
But I think it took like a pure soul. Like somebody, like a nice, genuine heart. Yeah. Which they don't really get into.
Yeah, they don't.
At least I don't remember.
At all. They don't talk about it at all. So we open on Dr. Sagawa. He's running. He gets cornered by the original bad guy, the main bad guy. It's not the Zoalord. You think it's the Zoalord at first, but he's just the number one bad guy. And his name is Lisker, and he's played by Michael Behrman, who you would know from The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the alopecia guy.
Tall alopecia.
He was in all. Yeah, unfortunately, he's a famous character actor that plays a lot of bad guys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's on the cover of The Hills Have Eyes. In the VHS.
You would recognize him. Maybe we can do a.
Guy. I don't want to say bald. You can't say bald. That's kind of inappropriate, right? He's alopecia.
He is bald. He has some hair on his head. But anyways, maybe you can do a picture of him right here.
Oh, right there in your hands? Boom.
He kills it. He's a bad guy. He
has
a love interest with one of the other bad guys.
Yeah, there's a scene. Like the second time we watched it twice to kind of get some. There's a scene where like he's in a truck with this girl and he's like smiling and they're in love and it's like
it's really cute.
It's a really human moment for this character. But like I don't think I've ever seen that actor smile.
Yeah.
Like it makes him look so normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he plays all these bad guys. But, like, he smiles in this scene. It's really funny.
It's really cute. So, Lisker, corners Dr. Sagawa. They transform. And this is, like, the first 2 minutes of the movie. You get a transformation already. It's the best. This is
before CG.
Yes.
So, like, this is before Jurassic Park and stuff. Like, there's a lot of, it's all practical effects.
Yes.
The suits they would hold up today. They're really good.
They do. We were talking, this is remastered, for sure.
I'm going to show a lot more pictures, but, like, here's an example of some of the characters.
Yeah. It's remastered. It holds up. I think it looks phenomenal. If we had watched it on VHS, which we can't find, but I don't think it would have hit different.
Before we get too far, we're making this up as we go.
Yeah.
We're just having fun. We're talking about the movie, but the movie itself, like if you're trying to find it, it's pretty hard to find. Like this is an Arrow Video. It's a company that re-releases films that are kind of hard to find digitally or physically. If there's not a DVD version of it, they make it. If there's not a Blu-ray version, they remaster it, make it Blu-ray. The company's amazing. Like I bought a special edition Donnie Darko. But if you're a fan of movies and films, like I recommend looking them up. This is not an ad. You're not watching, but yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Reach out.
Yeah.
But it's a cool DVD box set, or it's not a box set. It's a special edition thing. It's got 2 art covers. You got this one, Glare, and you got this one.
We could add some screenshots.
I'm gonna add a lot of I'm gonna try to get. I have some footage of the film of us watching it. I'm gonna add as Kayla breaks it down.
Holy smokes!
Yeah. All right, don't mind me, you guys. Keep reading.
Okay,
Kayla.
so the beginning of the movie, this number one baddie, his monster style is like predator gremlin looking thing. He's scary, and Dr. Sagawa, his monster features are more like Swamp Thing, like Creature from the Black Lagoon.
And again, I'm gonna add pictures of these creatures.
They're cool. Baddie kills Dr. Sagawa, and then we kind of get, and he takes this briefcase that he believes holds the Guyver unit. That's the whole point. The bad guys want to get their hands on this Guyver unit. So then we kind of cut to Mark Hamill, who is Detective Max Reed. He's a detective for the CIA, and he's investigating the Kronos lab. He's trying to figure out what they're up to because he believes it's no good.
Mark Hamill was, I remember when I was a kid watching this movie. Like I said, I was really young, and talking to Kayla wanting to watch it again, I was telling her I thought he was the Guyver. I totally forgot that he doesn't play the Guyver. He plays a detective. He's not in the suit, but growing up, like I kind of like forgot that and I mixed it together. But there's also a cover, a variant cover for some reason where they put half of the face of the Guyver.
This part of the Guyver
is Mark Hamill.
But on this cover, you can see Mark Hamill here and his great mustache.
I don't know what the time, like I was alive in 91, like I wasn't like an adult who could dress myself.
Right.
But like he had like these jeans like hiked up all the way to his belly.
He's dressed like a homicide detective, like a crappy.
But then he got like this weird overcoat.
It's all baggy.
He looks disgusting. Like he looked like a homeless man.
He
almost.
doesn't look like he works for the CIA. The first time we watched it, I didn't realize that, but he does. He works for the CIA, so he's investigating this lab, and he's got like a couple CIA agents that are working with him, and they're like, "You're crazy. You're on your Ninja Turtle shit."
Yeah, they just let him go.
They're like really pushing that he's out of his mind. Later, I wrote something like, "Is this guy on the payroll or something?" Because he's so insistent. But it's not super obvious. But like, he's pushing that he's crazy. We get to see.
He could have been a monster himself.
He could have been.
And we just didn't see him.
We don't see him transform, but like he knows what's going on. And
not monster, zoonoid.
They're monsters.
Zoonoid.
A zoonoid, but they are monsters. Super monster soldiers. A zoonoid. So then, we cut and we're at this karate studio and we get to meet our hero, Sean, who's played by Jack Armstrong, and they're doing karate, and this girl at the karate studio, she's like hanging out over in the office. Mark Hamill comes in to talk to her and she starts crying, and you find out that Dr. Sagawa was her dad. Her name is Mizuki, and she is played by Vivian Wu. She looks like she's 80. She has like this neck, it was like a thing in the 80s to look like an old secretary.
Yeah.
And she looks it, but she's young. Later she gets with it and she has like a cute hairstyle. She's very 80s, but at first she looks like an old woman. So...
By the way, you guys, I'm looking at her notes. They're crazy.
There's a lot going on here. So you find out her dad died. We're with the bad guys again, the zoonoids, and they're looking for the Guyver in this alley, but they don't know what they're looking for, so they're just like ripping stuff apart. We get a cool like rap breakdown thing by Stryker, who's like the comedic relief bad guy kind of.
He's my favorite character.
He's pretty cool. He's on the cover too. He's this one right here.
I'll show pictures. I'll probably, like I said, I'm gonna try to put in clips and stuff wherever in front of my face over here. We'll put them up. But it's very funny.
He's really funny. It's
cute. A rapping monster. So what kind of kid doesn't like that?
And it's like a funky beat, kind of like the Toe Jam and Earl music. It's like
it's jivey. Like he's got like a jive thing going.
It's cool. So then where does that happen? That's later. Okay. So we get the scene of Sean, our hero, walking down this alley, and he kind of gets jumped by this gang, and they're all wearing these yellow bandanas.
Like yellow, orange. Like it's obviously they didn't want to wear blue or red to be affiliated with true gangs. But like realistically, today you would you would have real gangsters or ex-gangsters who are turned actors, or just people that have tattoos and actually look tough. These guys, it looked like they took like their audio cable guy, like it looked like staff from the movie. Like it was very weird.
They try real hard. They try their best, but this gang is ridiculous. So they're beating him up, and he has the Guyver on him. I don't remember exactly how he got the Guyver, but he ends up with the Guyver, and it falls out of his backpack and like lands ahead of him, and he's like trying to get to it, and this gang is like beating him up, and they like hit him or something, and he smashes his.
I think one of them like stomps him in the back of the head and says "you're not" or something, and he hits him and
smashes it with his face.
Hits it with his head,
and it activates, and you get this really cool like.
I'm gonna try to add. I keep saying it, but maybe I'm just gonna add him without saying anything. But there's a scene where he's got his arms out, and it looks stop animation, but it's his body. They might have just done it in like
bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I don't know. It reminded me of Hellraiser, where like the chains grab on to the Cenobites or
that's
even
how that's
people.
The only way they could do those type of effects.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Miniatures. They use animatronics. They can use like clay and stuff. But this, it's one of the best transformations.
It's really cool. So he is now the Guyver, and he's a karate student, as we learned. So he, it takes his powers and times them times 100.
Like he's got the coolest karate stance every time he turns into
karate, and he's got these pokey elbow things, and he's beating up the gang members, and they're like, "We're friendly people, man." Like, you were just beating up an innocent kid in an alley. Okay. Anyways, he goes to see Mizuki, and they're like being cute, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go get something to eat because like her friend comes by, and he leaves, and then when he comes back, she's gone. Her place has been ransacked. Her friend has been killed. She's been kidnapped because she's Dr. Sagawa's daughter, right?
Yeah.
So she must know where the Guyver is. They don't know that Sean has anything to do with it yet. So he goes up there and he's going to try to save her, and he sees them putting her in the back of a van, and then Mark Hamill comes along and they rescue her, and the bad guys are running. Anyways, they get her. She's kidnapped. She's with the Zoolord and the Zoonoids. So they're down in like the lab, the Kronos lab, and the Zoolord is a total creep.
I see her notes. It literally just says the Zoolord is a creep, and I know what she's talking about because, like, I mean, I know when you film a movie, you have like a ton of footage. You don't use every single scene you filmed, so there has to be hours of footage of this guy rubbing
just
this
like,
Asian lady,
rubbing her
like,
face.
Like he's like caressing her, like
So weird.
It's so weird. The choice to do it in the right, like I don't understand. Like it didn't need to be there. Mm-hmm. Like he could have done it like once or twice.
No,
so you know he's a creep.
He's never not touching her.
He keeps touching her.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's
Watch
really
the movie and you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You'll laugh because it is
So
it's a little weird.
He's a creep. They're down there. They're like talking about their whole plan, like the bad guys do. They're doing tests. They're trying to do more tests on humans, on zoonoids. He's trying to make more zoonoids, trying to figure out this technology so that he can rule the world, basically. In the process of Mizki getting kidnapped, the main bad guy pulls the thing.
I think that's the. I mean, it's got to be the main Guyver unit.
Yeah.
I think it's like the hard drive of the thing or something.
They all have this weird, like, third eye situation thing happening. Like, the Zoolord has got a hole in his eye.
They like beat up Sean, right? He's sitting there, or the Guyver, and they yank it out of his head, and you can see a little bit of like flesh on it.
Yeah,
which I remember that scene being so creepy because of that. Like you think like
it's just a ball.
It should be all electronical and stuff. Like,
but it's
like
biomechanical.
But it's pulling his flesh out with it, and that was
And when he does that, the way that it appears is that Sean is dead. He is gone because they have this piece of the Guyver. So Mizki gets her hands on it.
Well, it's not. His body like disintegrates.
It's gone.
It literally melts and so obviously you think he's dead.
In the kerfuffle of things.
Kerfuffle?
I don't know.
I'm gonna do a word right up there. It's just kerfuffle.
Mizki gets her hands on the Guyver piece, and she's gonna like toss it down this tank, and it like starts growing these tendrils, and it's like latching onto her. And
I don't remember that that scene. The second when we watched it, I was like, oh, I remember that. But growing up, like when I watched it the first time when I was a kid, I don't remember that scene.
Yeah.
But I thought it was gonna attach to her.
I did
and
too.
Like grow on her and create like a female Guyver, which would have been cool. Maybe that's part of the comic. Maybe that was like a nod to like something that happens in the manga.
We need to read it. We need to
anime.
see. So she throws it. It goes down the goat monster's throat.
He could have been a goat.
He looks like a goat. He's got like horns.
I guess he's
something. So he's like dying. He's like, it's growing in me. And the other guy like shoves his hand down his throat, tries to pull it out. He can't get it out. And so the goat monster's like dying on the floor. And all of a sudden you get pokey elbows slicing up through him.
I have good footage of that.
Yeah. Slicing up through him. Sean comes out. He's alive. He's the Guyver. He says... It's
a cool scene.
It's pretty cool. He says, I've been rejected by death.
Yeah, which the way he said it, like, I wonder if he, because of that, kind of powered up or something. Maybe. Like, has, like, more abilities.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he, like... Kind of like a Spawn thing, like
it felt very Spawn-y. Yeah. I would love to know. He went to
hell and like was there for like 2 years or something.
We don't know.
I don't know.
We don't
Doesn't really explain that.
So he gets out and he tells Mizki like it was because I love you. We were meant to be together or whatever. They go and they find Max, Mark Hamill's character, in this tank. They rescue him, and then there's like this whole scene, and it gets a little like slapsticky.
The whole movie's a little slapsticky. Like we didn't mention at the beginning. There's a couple like cut scenes where it's like da-na-na-na-na-na, like I'll do a sound. But like the Batman, like in the old Batman TV show, like in between the scenes, they do it like 2 or 3 times and then they just stop.
Yeah. They just stopped.
Like,
they stopped doing it.
I truly think that was an editing mistake. Like I think somebody just dropped the ball. Like somebody either was like added it and didn't tell anybody, so nobody kept doing like, or somebody was like, I don't know. I don't know the decision.
It's cool.
I don't mind it, but they should have done it throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, and the track gets a little funky, but like this part, they're like running around, chasing each other, fighting, and it just gets a little weird. But Mark Hamill, he starts to transform because he was in this tank. They were experimenting.
Yeah, did we hit on that? I don't know if we hit on that much. He was in a tank, right?
Yeah, he was in a tank.
They were trying to change him
into a Zoonoid.
But he wasn't in there long enough. Like we took him out. They took. I'm in when I watch a movie.
Way to go,
I'm into
babe.
the movie. They took him out of the tank to save him.
Yes.
But it didn't save him. It took a second. We thought he's fine. He's walking.
Yeah.
His leg starts twitching, and then he falls to the ground. Like,
and it's horrifying.
It's horrifying. I mean, here, like, he's on the cover twice. If you look at this,
you can see his.
You can see on the bottom, right above the R. That's the bug's face. That's Mark Hamill, and then we'll show. I have footage of that as well.
It's upsetting.
Should we just pop it on right here and like just let everybody stare at it?
Of me, yeah.
No, this is footage of.
Oh, of
Mark
the monster.
Hamill changing. Yeah. And then maybe I'll cut to you with a gross face. No, your face isn't gross, but
I see. You're saying. It's disgusting. It's horrifying. This is the part where I think you were too young to watch it. Like
obviously, this scene pops out to me. Like I remember watching it, but like I don't remember being scared. I don't know. My mom was a horror movie fanatic, so we had stuff on TV all the time that I probably shouldn't have been watching. But like, I remember just feeling bad for the guy.
Yeah, no, it's really upsetting because he is human and then he's not. I am a grown-ass woman. I will have nightmares for the rest of my life from this.
Well, the thing that's crazy to think about is like they had to have had like 6 different like
transition, like
because he was a bug.
Stages.
He had the human face with the bug body, and then he had more of a bug face, and then he had this crazy bug at the end. So like they had a couple costumes he was probably wearing. That was probably crazy if it was Mark Hamill throughout.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it looks like his face.
At one point, I could tell it's a fake face, and he's got like something coming out of his mouth. Like that would be hard for Mark to like sit there and do. Like I don't know. Who knows?
Like
maybe
these pinchers.
Yeah. Like, maybe I'll look. Maybe I'll find some behind the scenes pictures and I'll put them in. But I don't know. Probably not.
You could though.
I'll try.
Yeah. So Mark Hamill's gone. Now it's like the final battle between the Guyver and the Zoolord.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
Its head, you see the eyes in the shadow, and then its head pokes out. And this thing is huge. It's not. This isn't just like your regular Zoonoid.
Yeah.
Like this guy is huge.
He's bananas and he's scary. And this is the part where I wrote, if I was the director of this movie, I would be very proud of my work.
It's a really good movie. Like we'll get into our opinions of it and like actually review it and rate it. But like this movie is, in my opinion, highly underrated. Well,
they go all out with the costumes and the special effects. Like some of the writing is a little weird. The soundtrack's a little
There's
funky.
A lot of goofy stuff, but like I feel like that goofy stuff makes all the serious stuff stand out a little more.
Yes, it does. Like that, it's so good in the ways that it's good that the silly stuff doesn't matter.
Her nail color.
It's like a mauve color. It's
you wrote
really
down
pretty.
Her nail color?
I did. I really liked it.
This is Kayla.
It was really pretty, and they're, like, he defeats his overlord. He's naked, so she wraps this, like, doctor jacket around him, and she's got a baggy shirt on, and they're so cute, and they love each other. And then the
funky jazz track,
and then the CIA agent, who I said was on the payroll at the beginning, he comes back, and he's talking to the other bad guy, the comic relief bad guy, and he's like, no smoking. And he, like, throws a cigarette out, and then he's like, you want to make some money? And they have a plan, like, they're gonna come up with a plan, and then the guy goes, dynamite.
The hip
one, yeah, and then that's the movie.
That character, I'm telling you, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember. Maybe we'll do a follow up to the second movie, because there is a second one. It's free on YouTube. It's a little easier to find.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that character is in the second one as well.
Oh, is he?
I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look into it, but. So yeah, that's a pretty good, play-by-play of the movie. I mean, it's that's why I brought her.
Yeah.
Because like I said, if it was just me, well, I brought her because she's never seen the movie. I wanted to see her reaction to it. But like, if it was just me talking about the movie, I'd be done already. I would. Yeah, it's great, cool costumes, but
no, I have a lot to say. I also wrote down movies or things that I felt like gave off the same vibes as this while we were watching it, and I wrote down Power Rangers, Batman, the 1989 Batman, Predator, Gremlins, TMNT, Hellraiser, Super Mario Bros. Simply because of like the old one, simply because of the creatures. Spawn. I wrote down The Crow because I had just watched that for the first time, and it's very dark like that, and action-y, right? Obviously, and then. It's not very similar, but I wrote down Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Ernest Scared Stupid because those are done by
some of the practical, like the face and stuff, like the animatronic mouth, like the mouse moves, the mouth moves, the eyes move, and some of the ears I think are just kind of like gelatinous or whatever, rubbery.
Yeah, they're floppy and they're cute. So what would you rate this film?
Me?
Yeah.
I would rate this. I don't know. Like I said,
let's talk about our rating system. So we use IMDb a lot for our movie reviews, ratings, seeing who's who and what not. So we rate on a 10-point scale.
10. I like the 10. I mean, it gives you options, but I would easily rate this an 8.2.
Yeah.
8.2, 8.3. I'm gonna say 8.2. It's like I said, it's one of my favorite movies. Yeah. I don't know if I would say top 10. Maybe I'll make a list one of these days for everybody, but I don't know. We're gonna do more like movie reviews and stuff though. So maybe we'll have a list of all the ones we've done and we'll put them up and we'll keep you up to date. Yeah. 8.2. What do you think?
I think I give it a solid 8, and I know that you think that that's a rookie score, but I think it's solid. There's things that are silly about it, but like a solid 8. I feel like Screamin' Mad George should be really proud of his work.
Like I said, it's really underrated. The movie it has some really stupid scenes. Like there was some, like the alley scene with the gangbangers. Like that obviously could have been a little bit better. They just needed to either do some more research, like talk to a real gang or something.
Yeah, right.
Or something like they all had like the orange band, but like one had a red flannel, one had a green flannel, one had
and they had like only buttoned at the top.
Yeah, only button. Like it was. Yeah. It was weird. It was strange, but like I don't know. This is what happens when like people are like make some gangbangers in the street and then have them fight this guy. Yeah. And just kind of.
That's not where they were focusing their time.
No, they probably spent a lot of time on the suits and stuff.
Yeah. So that's why it's all forgivable. Yeah. IMDb rates it a 4.9.
Are you serious?
4.9. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 40%.
4.9 is, see, that's what I'm saying. It's really underrated. And maybe it's because I watched it when I was a kid and it's part of my childhood. But like, I don't know. You see, this is kind of why we like you watching. Like, you're an adult. You're in your 30s. Like. But
I also feel
compared to movies we watch now.
Yes,
like, it's not a 4 point.
I feel like when I'm rating movies, I'm pretty generous. I tend to like almost everything, with a few exceptions for sure. But like, I see the work that went into this. I see the whole team. Sure, there's things about it that aren't amazing. Like but I don't know. I loved it.
Well, I wanted to get good reactions of Kayla, because I knew the scenes were coming up, and I especially the Mark Hamill one, I knew it was coming up, but Kayla doesn't like being on camera all the time, and so every time I would point my camera at her, she would be like, "What do you want from me?" And it was not an authentic reaction.
I'm terrified over here.
I did get a couple, in my opinion, what I thought were authentic reactions, and I'll show. You probably already saw them. I probably already put them up, but anyways, we're gonna do more reviews. I want to do more movie reviews because I love movies. Movies are what I mean. The X-Men thing, that's a whole different thing. The TV show is what got me into that. But the movie came out in 2000, and I'm an adult now. I can watch it as an adult. It's getting more, but movies are my passion. Yeah. Toys are my passion. Sharing them with Kayla is my passion.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of movies I haven't seen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies I have seen that I have a lot of opinions on. So yeah,
but this is interactive. We want to hear your opinion of it, and if you guys have a movie that you would like us to watch and review, comment. We'll go through them. I've probably seen most of them. Kayla might have not seen some, but if there's some that I haven't seen, if there's movies that are similar to this one, that are kind of like the obscure type that you don't think we've seen or heard of, we're down to watch some of it. Yeah, we're down, and we'll do reviews of them. We'll do them for you and for us.
Yeah, if you can help us, because that's our struggle every night. What do we cook for dinner, and what do we watch? The dinner
question is what do we watch? Because we've seen a lot of stuff, but when I can find a movie like this that I remember and get to share it with Kayla, it's so fun.
Yeah,
I love watching movies with people for the first time.
Yeah,
share my passion. What else? What do we have? Anything else you would like to tell the people?
I don't think so.
The millions of people.
You can find me also on
promotion. Yeah.
Gory B Movies, lovely YouTube channel. Once a month we meet for Bloody Book Club, where we read a horror book, and then she and I get together and talk about it. And it's really.
Where can they go to join?
You can go to Gory B Movies YouTube channel. You can find us on Goodreads under Bloody Book Club. This month, the month of February, we're currently reading The Southern Book Club's Guide to Vampire Slaying by Grady Hendrix. It's very fun. But our whole list is on Goodreads, and you can find us there. So.
Well, I don't have a book club. I do read books. Like I said, I've been reading a lot of X-Men lately. They're comics, whatever. But I also read novels. I read a lot. I've been reading the Star Wars, High Republic books, trying to get into those. But I don't have a whole lot of time. I'm trying to figure out where to spend my time, focus my energies on. We host a trivia night at a local brewery, so that takes up a little bit of time. I want to do this more just because it's really fun. I love the end, watching the editing come. That's my favorite part, is watching it come together at the end. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've edited videos.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep doing more. My next video, I'd like to hint at them a little bit, I guess. Here's a hint. You can see behind me what I'm unboxing.
I know what it is.
That's a horrible hint because there's a lot of stuff behind
There's a lot of stuff back there.
I have some plans. I'm gonna make some videos. I'm gonna have Dan back on the channel. We have some figures that came into the shop recently that I cannot help but unbox it. I will say this one. This is probably not gonna be my next video, but my second to next video. Ren and Stimpy. I have some Ren and Stimpy figures that have really, really cool interchangeable faces and pieces and stuff.
They're really cool. They're gross.
Cool. But my next video is the video that I originally planned on doing as my first video, what really inspired me to make this channel. So the next video is going to be very fun. Not that this one wasn't. Kayla was a great guest. I love having people on so that I don't have to talk all the time and be the center of attention.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for coming on the channel and hanging out with all us goofy nerds.
Anytime.
So I rate it an 8.2.
8.0.
8.0. Great movie.
Go watch it. Siskel and Ebert. 2 thumbs up.
Siskel and Ebert?
I don't know if that's what they rated it.
I don't even know if they're still alive. One of them's alive.
One of them is.
But 2 thumbs up from Kayla. I give
2 thumbs up from Kayla.
Yeah, okay. Well, enough said. All right, peace.
Bye.